Hello, this is Art Johnson of New World Communications, and thank you so much for allowing me to meet with you again and to talk about some of the wonderful books that I've been reading as part of a series that I'm doing, Hangouts on Air series called Books for a New World. And this particular book that I've been covering here, chapter by chapter, by Ernest Holmes, is called The Basic Ideas of the Science of Mind. This is so old. This is the older cover. There's a newer cover with kind of a light bulb on it that I've been covering. And the reason why I'm doing this, I had my dear sister said, "Why are you doing this?" I said, "Because what I'm seeing here, and I can say this from my own life, is that there's so much there are so many new possibilities. There's so many wonderful things that we can do if people can get past the limitations of their own minds and realize who they truly are and realize what they come from, what their true essence truly is." And everything that I've been reading and experiencing is leading me to realize that this book is really right on, because it really talks about the structure of your entire consciousness of reality. And in the previous chapters, we're going to be talking about chapter 4, which is interestingly called Rebuilding Your Life, which is being set up by chapters 1 through 3. Chapters 1 talks about you and your mind and what relationship you have to this larger universal mind, that you are an expression of it in and through you as you. And then he then talks about how you can begin in chapter 2 how to, through right thinking, actually improve your health by thinking healthily, thinking the right way as a perfect being created by this wonderful intelligence. And then in the next chapter, he talks about how this can be applied to tap in to the law of infinite supply and the structure of consciousness, which he talks about in a three-partite way: conscious mind as mastermind, subconscious mind as law, which takes the thought and through this subconscious mind creates whatever thought is said to it that gets manifested into bodily, our bodily experience. That's our body of work. Just about everything that we experience is an outcome of this creative process. So with that set up, now that he has these tools, he talks about, in this chapter, Rebuilding Your Life, how you can actually do that. He said, look, now it's time to consider a larger concept to attain a higher spiritual understanding of what you've read so far. So he says, I've told you about the structure of consciousness, showed you how I give you a glimpse of how you can use this to improve your health, and I give you just a little smattering about tapping into the cosmic bank account, the law of unlimited supplies, what a lot of New Thought thinkers have talked about, that is so intriguing, the secret, or the law of attraction. And this was written way, way back. This book was written in 1957 after in the Science of Mind magazine, and he had written the original masterwork, Science of Mind, a huge volume of 365 lessons, huge volume, in 1926. And this is a short version, which I find really helpful. It's like a primer to get you involved in the larger thing, but it's so good and so exquisitely written that I encourage you to kind of read it. And just kind of getting into this, he basically says, you know, taking this further, he said, look, one of the things that I want to let you know, that if and he kind of sets up this kind of a really nice premise. He says, listen, if God is omnipresent, God is everywhere. If God is all-knowing, omniscient, and God is all powerful, omnipotent. And you, everything in the world, is of this divine substance, whether it's experienced materially or invisibly. Then you have inherited the qualities, and he uses kind of an arcane, but the very biblical, that the Son inherits the qualities of the Father. Now, don't get all tripped out on this. He's really talking then at that time, but if you're a woman, you are imbued with the same qualities of inheriting whatever this universal mind is. You are part of that wonderful experiential manifestation of mind in your wonderful feminine way. So the question is, and the challenge is, how do you then use that to rebuild your life and apply that? And he says it's pretty easy, that once you understand, if you've got these the same capability, using your mind, sending it and through your emotions to the universe, declaring your good, recognizing your identity, identifying with your good and enjoying it now, expressing gratitude for it, and proclaiming as it should be, and so it is. This can really set up a whole bunch of things in your favor to rebuild your life, and it can have huge implications because you're actually resonating energy to other people. And he talks about the qualities. He said, but that doesn't happen unless you cultivate your God-based qualities. And he goes over what those qualities are. And I just love what he talks about, because it's coming through me and is giving me so much joy. And one of the first things he talks about is to live. I mean, to live your life fully with passion, and very close to that, so God is life. You are a part of life. So express life in a really good, vital way. And that can actually change your health just by the expression of a living self. And its pure essence can really help. Then he talks about, right next to that, is love. And the love really can be experienced by looking at initially about just the way that your whole body works, and looking closely at nature and seeing how systems are just gorgeously, beautifully designed to maintain homeostasis, to maintain life, and you breathing and the cells rejuvenating. All of that is an expression of divine love. And also, it makes sense, if we're all creatures under the same part of the thing, then it makes no sense not to love everyone. It makes no sense to have anyone be your enemy, even though they apparently seem your enemy. This is some deep stuff here, because imagine if people recognize who they truly are, became more loving instead of killing each other. And I mean, just look at the horror that's been going on in the world. This gives me so much joy to feel this love. And also, it's a wise thing. So the third quality is wisdom. Wisdom that is not just yours. It's not this little egotistical, I know more than you, but it's this bigger, huge wisdom of the world that is part of you, an expression of you, as you, and through you, through this omniscient, all-knowing, everything that is to be known is already written in this divine mind for us to discover as its enfoldment. And then you have, so there's this intelligence, then there's this peace. Oh my goodness. It makes you feel so peaceful when you realize that you're not alone, and that you have this tremendous, tremendous love that's always with you. Even though you might at times feel alone, you're not really alone because of this immersion in this same divine presence. The very ground that you walk upon is sacred. Everything, every breath is sacred. But you don't have to get hung up on that, and you don't have to go off the deal end, and you don't have to proselytize. You can keep it within yourself and just express that. And located to that is creativity. That your true essence is being at your very center is that creativity. Wow, the great creator, right? We talk about God as the great creator, and you are given those same things. But creativity is not an ego thing. It's essentially aligning with this intelligence that's greater than you, and being a vehicle for creativity, and being taken up in it and expressing it. That you have a way to express that uniquely. And he talks about some biblical references that Jesus said, "You will do greater works than me," because of your individual expression of this unfolding divine intelligence, and it's beautiful, and most important, it's joyous. So I mean, I really encourage you to read this chapter. This chapter really spoke to me, and I hope that this book will speak to you. It's right on my bookshelf, and when I'm on the bus, I take it out and I go through this and I say, wow, this man, and he doesn't even claim it's himself. He just says, for some reason, I've been called to do this, and this represents the expression of many, many cultures. He's a bright, bright man. Amazing, 1887 to about 1960 something. Amazing man, Ernest Holmes. And the book is called The Basic Ideas of Science of Mind. Thank you so much for letting me bend your ear here and talk about this great book. We'll go on chapter after chapter. I welcome your comments. Please make your comments down here if you've got the book, or if any of this speaks to you, even if you have doubts or skepticism. This is not woo-woo science. I'm just talking from the heart here, and hopefully that I'm reaching you in a very, very good and joyous way. Thank you so much.